Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be solving the question 3 from the 4th chapter of the Meriam textbook. And in this one, we need to determine the force in each member of the simple equilateral truss. By equilateral truss, we mean that we have an equilateral triangle here, meaning each of these angles are 60 degrees. And obviously we are in equilibrium and we can use our equilibrium equations for each joint in order to find the unknowns that we have. So basically we have 3 unknowns in here: member AB, member AC, and member BC. So we're going to start with the free body diagram of joint B, and let's see what we have at joint B. So we have the weight of this. So if you look at this, we'll see that we have a weight that has a mass of 75 kilogram, but what we are interested in here is the weight, not the mass. So if we want to find the weight, we have mass times acceleration of gravity on Earth, which is 9.81. So we know our G is 9.81 meter per square second. So the first force that we have in here is the weight, and if we want to calculate it, so basically we have 75 times 9.81, and that's going to give us 735.75. So the other forces that we have is the force of the member BC. We can show it with BC, and also we have the force in member AB, knowing that this angle is 60 degrees. And because of the symmetry of the figure, this angle would be 30 degrees. And if that's 30, this will be 60. And for joint B, we can do two things. We can either go with sum of all forces in X direction and Y direction to find the unknowns. So that's one way to do it, but we can do another simpler method in here, and that would be the triangle rule that we have. And for triangle rule, when we have, you can see that the AB plus BC plus the weight, which is 735.75, has to be 0, because the resultant of these 3 forces has to be 0 because of the equilibrium condition that we have. So if that's the case, we're going to get another equilateral triangle in here, meaning that each side has to be equal to the other one. So if that's the case, our AB will be also 735.75, and same for the BC. So BC would be 735.75. And that's not over. We have to show that if each member is in tension or compression. And for doing that, we know that this force that we have in here for AB is the force that is applying from the joint to the member. So based on the Newton's law, the force from member to the joint has to be in the opposite direction. So this will be in tension. Our AB is in tension. And we have the same thing for BC. The force from the joint to the member has to be in the opposite direction. So the member BC will be in compression. So we found 2 of the members, and there's only one left, and that's the member AC. So we can go either with joint A or C. Let's do the 3-body diagram at joint C. So we have, if we look at here, we'll have the force in the BC, and as we can see, since the member was in compression, the force will be from member to point C. So this is our BC, which we found 735.75 Newton. We forgot to put the units in here, so all of them are Newtons. And we also have the force in AC, and because we have a force downward, we know that this has to be upward in order to cancel out the Y component of this force. So we know that the direction upward is 100% correct, so that will be our AC. We also have a roller at point C, meaning we have a normal force, so we can consider one force in here too, which we can show it with NC or C. And again, we know this angle right here is 30 degrees because these two are parallel, so these two angles are the same. So if we continue this line, we'll see that this will be 30 degrees, and we only need to do sum of all forces in Y direction in order to find our AC. So basically we have AC minus 735.75. Sine of 30 is equal to 0. So we can see AC would be simply 735.75 divided by 2, since sine of 30 is 0.5. And if we divide that by 2, we're going to get 367.88 Newton. That would be our AC. Again, we have to show the member if it's in compression or tension. So this will be our member. Based on the Newton's law, this has to be in the opposite direction. So the member is in tension. And that would be the last member that we have in this question to figure out. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to check out the playlist that we have in this channel where we are solving 3 different textbooks for engineering mechanics, statics. If you have a specific problem in your mind, drop it in the comment and we can cover it in the next video. And you guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.